Then when I grow up, Coach, what are you gonna be when you grow up? Hi everyone. 3 easy ways to help you make the most of a slow time. The first is to dig into a rousing review day or week even. I think mine's gonna end up being a week this month. For those of you who are part of my newsletter, you already have access to this worksheet. For those who aren't, I'll leave you the link so you could get access to the worksheet. And I put this together because ever since I became a full-time woman of the world / entrepreneur, I have done these once a month. And it's my time to not only go over the numbers in my business and really see what sold and what didn't and how much is coming in and what's going out, make sure I'm doing that every month to stay on top of my numbers, but to also really look at the past month and think and articulate and write down what worked and what didn't and what needs to be built on and what do I want to plan for and what's coming next. So if you get your hands on my rousing review worksheet, of course you could expand on it, kind of take it over from there, but that will give you the absolute basics. Here are the fundamental questions to ask yourself and things you want to look at. You could also apply it to your creative project or your job search as well. What worked? What didn't? What do you want to do moving forward? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to keep doing? All of those good, juicy questions. It's kind of amazing what comes up when you really actually take the time to take a step back and look at that and give yourself a whole day or a whole week to do that. My rousing review will be for a week because I want to look back on the entire year and also look forward to next year. So usually I'm saying just look at the month, but if you're seeing this during the holidays and it's the end of the year, feel free to do that. Make it 2 days, make it 3 days, make it an entire weekend, whatever you need. Such a good way to make the most of a slow time. The second step, make a most of the slow time, is to give yourself a day of nothing. Oh, I'm still just drinking in the deliciousness that was my day of nothing. And I wrote about that in a post, which I will link to here so you could see it. But it was led by a coach called Kylie Ballard. And she's doing another one mid-January, but you don't have to wait that long. Really, the day of nothing is also what I ended up calling for myself a day of nurturing. So really, the only agenda for the day is that there's no agenda. And then kind of think ahead as to what your boundaries would be. Mine were that I had to delete my Gmail, my Facebook, my Twitter apps from my phone the night before, and I couldn't add them till the next day. Anything that I needed to respond to, I didn't want to see. And then again, there was no agenda. I just had to do things that committed to my nurturing and my self-care. And it ended up being not only insanely relaxing and restful and recharging, but also way more productive than I could have imagined. So feel free to go back to that post and think about what is your day of nothing. Absolutely sign up for Kylie's Day of Nothing in January so you could really have that experience and that structure and support. But if you don't want to wait that long, you could do it to a lesser version. It might be a little scarier, it might be a lot scarier with yourself. Highly encouraged. And the third easy way to make the most of a slow time is to do all the things that are in your head that you haven't given yourself time or space to do. And I have a feeling you know exactly what I mean. So when I say that, I know automatically, oh, that means my one-woman show. Oh, that means going through my notebook from the past year with all these notes and figuring out what I need to hold on to. It's to take this big batch of stuff that's falling out that just says do. I don't know what's in here, but it's time to look at it. So give yourself the guilt-free time and space to work on all the things that you have not been able to or have deprived yourself of working on throughout the last few months. And again, I have a feeling you know what I'm talking about. So feel free to even get those down, write those down, and know you could finally do it. Don't feel guilty. It's a perfect time. Hope this has been helpful. See you next time. Thanks. That was amazeballs.